Here are 14 reasons why you should check whether you need to be tested for diabetes. 1. Family history. If diabetes runs in your family, especially in close relatives like parents, uncles, aunties, or siblings, you have a higher risk. Having a family history of diabetes can significantly increase your risk of developing the disease. If your parents or siblings have diabetes, your risk can be more than double. But don't worry, knowing your family history can help you take control. At the age of about 38, shockingly, 1 in 5 people have diabetes and don't even know it. If you're over 35, or have a family history of diabetes, experts recommend getting tested. But why is family history so important? Both your father and mother could carry diabetes-related genes in a recessive state. That means they are not active. Both parents can carry a recessive gene for a condition like diabetes without actually having the disease themselves. They each have one, normal, or dominant gene that stop the effect of the recessive gene. But, if both parents pass on their recessive genes to a child, that child may inherit 2 copies of the recessive gene, which could lead to diabetes. Studies show that a positive family history can identify 73% of people with diabetes. It's a powerful screening tool. Family history can include not only mother and father but also uncles, aunties, and grandparents. Testing for diabetes is simple. You might need a fasting blood glucose test, an A1C test, or even after-meal blood sugar test. These tests can help catch diabetes early, even before symptoms appear. But why wait for symptoms? Early detection means you can start making lifestyle changes to prevent or manage diabetes effectively. So, why should you check your family history and get tested? Because it works. Knowing your risk can motivate you to adopt healthier habits. And remember, even if diabetes runs in your family, you have the power to change it, according to the theory of epigenetics, if you take action early. Get tested, stay informed, and take charge of your health. 2. Excessive thirst and frequent urination. If you're experiencing increased thirst and urination, these are common symptoms of diabetes. Especially if you have to go to the bathroom at night, this could be a sign of diabetes, and it's important to pay attention. So, why the increased thirst and urination? Well, when you have diabetes, your body can't use sugar properly. This causes sugar to build up in your blood. Your kidneys work overtime to get rid of this extra sugar, making you pee more. And all that peeing? It makes you thirsty. But don't panic. These symptoms don't always mean you have diabetes. They could be caused by other things too. But it's always better to be safe than sorry. If you're over 35, overweight, or have a family history of diabetes, experts recommend getting tested. The test is simple, usually just a quick blood draw. Catching diabetes early works wonders. It means you can start making changes to prevent complications. And trust me, your future self will thank you. So, if you're constantly reaching for that water bottle or making frequent trips to the bathroom, it might be time for a chat with your doctor. Your health is worth it. 3. Unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without trying can be a sign of diabetes, particularly type 1. 4. Fatigue. Feeling extremely tired or fatigued, even after enough rest, can indicate high blood sugar levels. 5. Blurred vision. High blood sugar levels can cause fluid to be pulled from the lenses of your eyes, leading to blurred vision. 6. Slow healing wounds. If cuts or sores are taking longer than usual to heal, it could be due to high blood sugar, which can impair healing. 7. Increased hunger. Experiencing increased hunger, especially after eating, may be a sign of diabetes. 8. Tingling or numbness. Tingling or numbness in your hands or feet can be a symptom of diabetic neuropathy, especially if you've had high blood sugar for some time. 9. High blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, you're at a greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes. 10. Obesity or overweight. Carrying extra weight, particularly around your abdomen, increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. 11. Age. Being over 45 increases the risk, especially if combined with other risk factors. 12. Ethnic background. Certain ethnic groups, such as African Americans, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Asian Americans, have a higher risk of developing diabetes. 13. Gestational diabetes is a red flag. Ladies, if you had gestational diabetes during pregnancy, you're at higher risk for developing type 2 diabetes later in life. About 1 in 6 women who give birth in Australia have gestational diabetes. That's a lot of moms who need to stay vigilant. 14. Prediabetes is a warning sign. If you've been told you have prediabetes, it's time to take action. With lifestyle changes, you can prevent or delay the onset of type 2 diabetes. But you need to know you have it first. Diabetes affects more than just blood sugar. It can impact your heart, kidneys, eyes, and nerves. By getting tested and managing diabetes early, you can protect these vital organs and systems. If any of these apply to you, it's a good idea to get checked for diabetes, as early detection and management can help prevent serious complications. Now, let's talk about what these tests actually look like. Don't worry, they're not as scary as you might think. The most common, cheap and easy test is the fasting blood glucose test. You don't need an expensive A1C test if the fasting test is good. The fasting test measures your blood sugar after you haven't eaten for at least 8 hours. The A1C test gives a picture of your average blood sugar over the past 2 to 3 months. Both are simple blood tests that can give you valuable information about your health. But why is all this testing so important? Well, diabetes is a serious condition that affects millions of people worldwide. In Australia alone, about 1 in 20 people are living with diagnosed diabetes. That's over 1.3 million Australians. And the numbers are growing. Between 2000 and 2021, the number of people living with diabetes in Australia increased almost 2.8-fold, from 460,000 to 1.3 million. That's a huge jump. The good news is, we're getting better at managing diabetes. The incidence of type 2 diabetes in Australia has actually been declining since 2000. There's been a 43% drop in new cases. This is likely due to improved preventive measures like screening, increased awareness, and educational programs. People are making changes in their behavior and modifying risk factors. But we can only do this if we know who needs help. Let's talk about type 1 diabetes for a moment. It's less common than type 2, but it's still important to be aware of. Around 58,600 people were newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in Australia between 2000 and 2021. That's about 3,000 new cases each year. Unlike type 2 diabetes, type 1 is not preventable, but early diagnosis and management are crucial. Now, you might be thinking, but I feel fine. Do I really need to get tested? The answer is yes, especially if you have any risk factors. Remember, 1 in 5 people with diabetes don't even know they have it. You could be one of them. Getting tested for diabetes isn't just about finding out if you have it. It's about taking control of your health. If you do have diabetes, knowing early means you can start managing it right away. This can help prevent or delay complications. And if you don't have diabetes but are at risk, you can take steps to prevent it. Let's talk about some of those steps. If you find out you're at risk for diabetes, don't panic. There's a lot you can do. Simple lifestyle changes can make a big difference. Eating a healthy diet, getting regular exercise, and maintaining a healthy weight can all help lower your risk. Even small changes can have a big impact. But what if you do get diagnosed with diabetes? Again, don't panic. Diabetes is a manageable condition. With the right care and support, people with diabetes can live long, healthy lives. Modern treatments and technologies have made it easier than ever to manage diabetes. From insulin pumps to continuous glucose monitors, there are many tools available to help you keep your diabetes under control. Let's hear from someone who's been there. Ellen, a mother whose daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 3, shares her experience. Diabetes often comes as a surprise. As a parent, all your hopes and dreams are for healthy and loving children. When you realize there is something not right because your 3-year-old is constantly thirsty, reverting to bedwetting, and has welts all over her leg from mosquito bites, it becomes all too obvious something is wrong. Ellen's story reminds us that diabetes can affect anyone, at any age. Another perspective comes from a diabetes nurse educator who became a parent of a child with diabetes. I finally understood why I had become a diabetes educator 10 years prior. My 9-year-old daughter began showing symptoms of diabetes. It can't be, I'd rationalize. It's the summer, that's why she's drinking all the time, she's growing taller, that's why she looks skinny, or, I'm just being overly anxious because I'm a diabetes educator. But my worries and fear were confirmed with an A1C of 13.5%. This story shows that even healthcare professionals can be caught off guard by diabetes. It's a reminder that we all need to be vigilant. These stories highlight the importance of awareness and early detection. They also show that while a diabetes diagnosis can be scary, it's not the end of the world. With proper care and support, people with diabetes can thrive. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Simply put, if you have any risk factors for diabetes, get tested. Wait, there is more, but do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe, down below. If you're over 35, overweight, have a family history of diabetes, or belong to a high-risk ethnic group, take steps to get tested. In some countries, you can get a simple morning fasting blood sugar test by going to the laboratory directly and save money. Even if you don't have any risk factors, it's still a good idea to get checked regularly. Remember, knowledge is power. Knowing your diabetes status gives you the power to take control of your health. Whether you're preventing diabetes or managing it, the first step is knowing where you stand. Don't let fear or inconvenience stop you from getting tested. It's a simple step that could make a big difference in your life. Your future self will thank you for taking care of your health today. So, what are you waiting for? Make an appointment with your doctor, get tested, and take charge of your health. You've got this.